Hey guys, Sure Shot Midget here. Got my big boy pants
And
on.
I'm Alecmac.
This is Alecmac 101. We're going to talk about a pretty serious subject. We're going to talk about Hollywood Sports Park and the whole HPA ban. Now, they did not ban everything. They just, HPA, they don't allow electro-pneumatic engines. HPA engines.
Sure Shot Midget, define that for us. What does that mean?
Okay, thanks for asking, buddy. So, you're still allowed to use Tippmans. You're still allowed to use HPA tap pistols, rifles, mechanical HPA engines like the N7 Milsim, I'm pretty sure still allowed. And the Wolverine Reaper, I believe you can also wire in to just be mechanical, which is semi-auto only. Those guns don't sound very good. I've seen lots of videos online where when they shoot them and they just sound super weird. So I'm not a fan of those the mechanical HPA engines. Alright, so where do we start really?
Team Citadel. So Team Citadel, these dudes posted this video of Hollywood Sports Park where they go around and they take their guns and they're playing at a field that's supposedly semi-auto only, the entire field. I don't know, I've never been there, and I bet they have different fields within that. But supposedly the field is semi-only, and they would put their guns to full auto and they'd shoot at very high rounds per second, and they'd shoot a lot of people and they go boo and just shoot.
Hold the trigger down for a long period of time.
For like 100+ rounds.
Yeah.
At people they don't even know. So like Sure Shot Midget roasts people that he knows are cheating. These guys were just shooting anyone and everyone.
Kids.
And they were cheating blatantly because the rules are semi-auto only.
Yeah, semi-automatic is only allowed for HPA at Hollywood Sports Park. I'm not sure how long it's been like that. Which is kind of an issue in its own. There's kind of bias against HPA there because, like, AEGs, you can do the exact same thing with a BTC in your gun. You can shoot just as quick on semi-auto or do high rate of fire. But in its own,
I can shoot just as fast with this AEG as I can with my Polar Stars that I've had. I've had 2 Polar Stars, about to have a 3rd Polar Star, and I've had countless AEGs. So I can shoot just as fast with an AEG with a BTC, high-speed gears, high-speed motor, high-speed, high-torque motor.
So in the end, they're probably going to take it back. So that is kind of the premise. They're probably going to retract it. I don't know.
From a business perspective, it's going to be really hard for them to maintain business when a lot of people have spent a lot of money and gotten guns like Polar Stars and like Wolverine S&Ps and Valkyrie V12s.
Now, I've heard
Mark IIs.
There's one thing that I'd like to mention about it seems like most of these people have HPA, the people that are doing this. Okay, preface this, guys. So, some person does not care about the airsoft community. These people don't care about the airsoft community. That's what some people don't understand. I don't see people say that on all these forums, on these conversations about this issue. I don't hear people say, hey guys, these people don't care about the airsoft community. What they're doing is they're probably just bad people, I guess. They just want to create havoc. And so maybe they
That's what we should address more than anything. That, hey, there's bad people that are playing airsoft. I think it's less of an issue of milsim versus speed softer, like it's been coined this great divide, and there's milsimmers and there's speed softers, and there can't be in between. I played milsim for so long. However, if there were more of an indoor field that was good in Ohio, close to at least Columbus, and I was here more enough with college, I'd play indoor all the time, and I'd play a fast game style because that'd be fun. And I'd take my high kappas and I'd run HPA tap mags because I think that would be a fun play style and it would be fun to experience. And I could shoot fast at milsim, I could shoot fast at whatever. It just doesn't matter a whole lot. It's more these people that are just trying to hurt the sport. These guys that have probably just gotten airsoft. I know Jared can get hate for wearing his dye because that's what a lot of speed softers wear. And people in Ohio don't know what a dye is except for, oh, he's a speed softer. He's got a dye, an HPA, and a backpack.
Or like a paintball or whatever. Go play
Jared's played milsim with me for years.
Yeah, for longer than I
I've been a speed softer.
Yeah, and I mean, the reason why I'm a speed softer, now, I'm not very quick. I have a piece of trash knee, so I'm not a quick player. It's just the whole getup, my guns, the way I dress.
And you don't overshoot people. I've played with him for years. He doesn't overshoot people. Yeah. He's gotten so much crap from people at Warden that's like, oh, you're overshooting people, you're shooting high FPS. Jared shot me with all of his guns and he doesn't change his FPS. He doesn't want to hurt people. He just wants to be able to shoot high RPS, which is fun. I mean, like, I get it. And it's fun. If my gun fed better on full auto, I probably would shoot full auto. But I can shoot 10 rounds a second on semi-automatic, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And I'm going to let him shoot me at the end of this. I'll probably a few days. We're so busy. He's got off of college, but he has things to do, and I have work and stuff, and we might go on a trip. I'll get to that later. I'll mention that later at the end of the video. But I'm going to have him shoot me with at least 2 of my guns.
All of his guns.
a lot of my guns, just different FPSs and joules. I'm going to start at 0.8 and go up to 1.2. I think is what I'm going to go up
Polar
to.
Stars, AEGs, 40 rounds a second, 20 rounds a second.
Yeah,
I'll shoot him with everything.
I'm just going to let him shoot me. Someone's wearing a
If
t-shirt.
you're going to play airsoft, it's gonna hurt. Just know that anything we don't shoot. I don't have a single gun that shoots above 400 feet per second. I don't think you do either.
No.
There's really no need to shoot over 450 or 400 feet per second. Maybe 450 if you have like a DMR or something. But like I shoot 200, 250 feet with my AEG with a 14.5 inch barrel, shooting right at like 397.
Yeah, and I'm getting dang near 200 feet with most of my.
If you have a good barrel, hop up, compression combo, and everything.
All right, so back to the whole issue with these people not caring about the sport. These people, like I said, they don't care about the sport. So these people are getting into the game. They're spending, I don't know, $500, $600, $700, $800, $900, a freaking $1,000. They're getting a Polar Star, a nice Polar Star. They're getting a die. They're getting this airsoft gear, and they want to create a team. So then they get all their friends. A lot of those people are high schoolers. Some probably college students. A lot of these kids are younger that do this sort of stuff. So it's almost like a gang mentality, honestly. It's almost like a gang mentality. We're going to run the field. We're going to destroy everybody. And if one person doesn't call their hit, we're going to mag dump them, which I've never done. If somebody does cheat, and I know they're cheating, I'll hit them with the full auto. I've really tried to get myself away from yelling at other players, and I've done that in the past.
That's good.
Everyone has gotten to that point, unless you're a really calm person. I don't think I've ever had you do that.
I don't get mad at people. I've magged up that one dude that was not calling it because we shot him with 50 rounds each.
I mean, you just finish off the mag pretty much. But I've yelled at people across the field before, and that's
with this
just
gun.
Yeah.
Flipped to the full auto, and Jared got hit and held his gun up, and this kid stood up and was talking trash, and I said, "Wah!" And it was shooting what, like 270 feet per second? It wasn't very fast.
It was
70 feet away.
Yeah, it was at least 70
He barely
feet
felt
away.
it.
I forget the FPS. I always use that below 350, so you were probably 330 with the 2 when you use that, which is still pretty low.
It wasn't very fast, I can tell.
Yeah. Oh, rate of fire? It was...
No, the rate of fire...
It was 35.
The rate of fire wasn't a problem.
It was 35.
The FPS was just low, so it wouldn't hurt.
Remember when that ref asked you if you could turn it down?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not my gun. I don't know how to turn it down. I don't want to mess with the settings.
Yep. He said, hey, can you turn that down a little bit? And I said, sorry.
That's funny, because I've never had any of them say turn it down to me. They've never told me that.
I tried his gun for a game at Warden because I'd never used the blade trigger. Every time I, would go by a piece of grass bone, I, hit the ground, and I'd be like, is someone shooting at me? It was really funny.
Dude, just imagine it with the spoon. Was the spoon on there? I don't think so. The spoon is so much worse, because you can shake the gun and it goes, that, or if you're in full auto, it'll do, bursts. It's literally bump fire. And so I also want to mention something else. So, banning HPA really isn't going to do anything, considering at Hollywood Sports Park, you're allowed to use full auto for AEGs. So, I have an idea that what's going to happen is these people are going to either quit the sport, which I hope is not what happens, because I want the airsoft community to grow, but at the same time, this Citadel
airsoft, people that are crappy people to quit the sport.
They need to be banned. They just need to be gone, pretty much.
That's less of a gun issue and more of, hey, these people are just being stupid.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And that's what should be addressed.
And so what I think is going to happen is some of these people that are actually passionate and still love the sport, but they're hindered by the HPA. Not necessarily let's say these people are good players like me. They don't ever hurt anybody, but they enjoy the HPA. Now again, high rate of fire is not allowed at Hollywood Sports Park because semi-auto was only allowed for HPA.
Around buildings, you just don't need full auto.
Right. And since these HPAs are now banned at Hollywood Sports Park, what people are going to do is people are going to, honestly, probably send me their gun to build it. They're going to send me their gun, and I'm going to put a BTC in it, high-speed motor, high-speed gears, even at,
and
even
turn
a
it into
high
a slumper upper like this.
Yeah, even a high-torque motor you can get 30, 35 rounds a second out of.
Right.
So this one gets 40, and it's a high-torque. Or, sorry, a high-speed with high-speed gears.
And it's not a DSG. Just keep that in mind.
It can go faster than that.
It's an SSG.
Yeah. And so, that's what's going to happen. These people that have these HPA guns and they can't use them now, they're going to get really good AEGs. They're going to buy Umbrella Armory guns, or they're going to get really good techs to build them guns. And the same thing's going to happen. If the bad people want to be bad, they'll continue it with AEGs.
So, in that situation, I don't get how those kids were there that whole day. They were able to record stuff. If I got hit by someone shooting full auto at a semi-auto only field, I would say something to them. I'd walk up and say, hey, you can't do that. And if they try and shoot me or something, I would never want to get in an altercation. However, I'd call a ref over and say, hey, these guys are using full auto. And it's clear to tell Team Citadel, they all wear the black dyes. From the one video I watched, that whole cancer video, I watched them have dies, and they all had most of them had HPAs that I could see.
I'm pretty sure all.
But you can tell them, okay, those guys with the black dice, hey, they're cheating. Watch out this game. And if they go the next game and don't use full auto, okay, just maybe you don't watch them a little bit. Don't have like a ref on them, but pay attention to them throughout the day. And if they're like that, hey, you're banned for life. Sorry, you can't come back this game.
I mean, in one of the videos, the ref came up to him and said, "Hey, I told you semi-auto."
So he
literally the ref came up to the guy and said, "Hey, I already told you semi-auto only."
That's good they did
and he's like, "Oh," and then he continues to do it. So these people get reprimanded.
So you tell them once, and if they don't listen to you, you tell them twice, and then they're done. Or maybe a third time if you're feeling extra gracious.
Yeah.
But if someone's caught a third time, then that's really bad.
Yeah.
Someone's caught a first time at using full auto. When you're shooting that high rate of fire, like you know, oh, that guy over there, he's the one shooting it.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah. You can tell it's not semi-auto because, contrary to popular belief, you can't get a blade trigger. I've heard some people say you can get blade triggers to shoot 35 rounds a second. Not possible unless you have ramping, which airsoft guns don't have, or you have pull and release, which only some engines have.
Even as like fast as it is,
Yeah.
like I used to play speedball, so like I shoot it pretty fast. But it's not even close to 35. You can shoot just as fast as that gun. I've watched you do it.
Yeah, I mean on semi-auto compared to the blade trigger, that's a different. We'll get into that a little bit later. I'd like to talk about the blade triggers, but with the Hollywood Sports Park thing, I think that they're going to lose on a lot of money. I think so, and I think
if they really did ban HPA,
I think they're going to retract
they'll
it.
lose some.
I mean, I've talked to plenty of people that go to Hollywood Sports Park, and they say that it is semi-auto.
It doesn't need to be HPA. It doesn't need to be banned.
All right, so I've been reading comments on Facebook, and the trend is, honestly, a lot of people are saying that it's not the system, GBB, HPA, AEG, so I'm actually pretty proud of the airsoft community as far as their reaction, most people's reaction to this whole thing about, it's not the system that's the issue, it's the people. There are some people that have said, there's no reason to run high rate of fire. Coming from a tech that is so passionate about running just any sort of build. I love building DMR, shooting higher FPS, high rate of fire guns. There's not much when it comes to airsoft, let's be honest. You have your choices of M4s, everything is so the same. And for me, I want to be someone that's totally different. So that's partly why I use a dye. I have a night parka, plus the flight suit. I have never seen somebody wear a flight suit and a night parka. I just haven't, and it's a cool getup. I really think, I'm not trying to be prideful here, I really think that I look sick with the stuff that I wear, with my Nike backpack, with my hose coming out. I love the look. I really, really do.
And your backpack matches your dye face mask?
Yeah, it does. The colors match. I have yeah, that too. I have a blue trigger on two of my guns, so the blue matches my dye. I have Pro and hop-ups, which match my dye because they're blue, and the patches that I made also match my dye. So it's just, I love the getup. It's personally, I just love it. So I doubt any field owners are going to watch this, but this has to do with players. If you're getting your gun teched on, if you are building yourself a gun, in my opinion, in my experience, it is such a good idea to run under 350 FPS if you're running over like 30 rounds a second. In my opinion, my experience, to keep stuff safe, and this is more of for fields to know, because fields can come up with rules. I'm not totally biased against the idea of coming up with rules, because rules is how you keep people safe.
Yeah.
In my opinion, a smart rule would be 350 FPS if you're running over 30 rounds a second. That makes sense. Yeah. It keeps people safer, and it's quote-unquote fair. I don't really like to bring fairness into it, but it's fair because you can still get pretty good range at 350 FPS. You can still get range kills, and 350 is enough. I mean, you have the advantage with rate of fire. You don't need the advantage with FPS as well. I'm just out there saying that. Now, if you prefer to shoot 400,
I'd like to shoot 400 because I can punch the brush.
If you want to shoot 400, and let's say you want to shoot 20, 25, maybe 30 rounds a second.
What does this shoot? Like 25?
His is basically smack dab 400, pretty much.
No, I mean FPS or PS.
Yours is semi-auto locked.
I know, but I'm full auto.
Oh, she's 25.
I have a semi-auto locked because that's what I like to shoot. Every time I enjoy just being able to pull the trigger every time. Mm-hmm. That's like satisfying to me for some reason.
Yeah, yours shoots about 25 on full auto with an 11-1. So smart rules for if anybody that owns a field is watching or that works at a field or whatever, most likely nobody's going to be watching this that actually has any say. But for even those people that are building an HPA gun or an AG or somebody that is having a tech work on one, just have them build it under 350 FPS. That's just what I go by. It helps. I don't know if your field doesn't have an RPS limit. It helps kind of, if there is an accident or something that happens, you're at more of a chance to hurt somebody, is what I'm trying to say. So, and I did that. Whenever I went and played at these fields, I would say, oh, I'm using 350 FPS. I would be allowed to shoot 400.
I'd say more accidents happen with anything above 500 than anything with its higher rate of fire.
I agree. And even like 400, if somebody gets one in the cheek, like from close range.
Assault, that one dude got a hole in his ear.
Yeah, you can get hit.
That was like 380.
Yeah, you can get hit in some really soft spots really close.
Just wear face protection. That's just a...
Both my FE and my, I don't know, are 20 RPS, but my SSG 35, DSG 60. Woo! And for my final point, I want to talk about the whole, it seems like there's bias against Speedsoft players. And this is for anybody out there, anybody that is watching this, you're a Milsim player, you're a Speedsoft player, you're in between. There are plenty of people that play Milsim, like go to American Milsims, and they are very aggressive players. Very aggressive.
I'm aggressive. I play aggressive.
That's how a lot of GMR players play, and in my experience,
when they played, were super aggressive.
GMR players, they play like GMR did. I have friends that do that, and we get along all the time, and we're just out there having fun, flat out. And I've played with some GMR people that I don't even know, and they seem to like me. So it's literally just having fun, and just being aggressive player is fun. It really is. Running around when I can, when my knee doesn't want to explode. So that's how I just want to play. So for those Milsim players out there, I just don't get the whole, there's a lot of bias. And it's not everybody. You can't say that in anything, that it's everybody, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. It's not everybody. There's plenty of Milsim players that I've met that are great people, and they're not biased. But I've been to fields where literally I get glared at for having a dye mask. Literally just my mask. Like, I haven't even started playing a game.
I wonder what would happen if I'd wear a dye mask.
Honestly, I've actually legitimately thought about just getting a bunch of multicam gear and going out and playing using the same guns that I use.
You should do that. Social experiment gun, sexual gun.
Oh, dude! That's such clickbait material right there. I gotta do that. For real. Hey, we're taking up donations. Actually, I'm going to start a GoFundMe. GoFundMe, I'm going to expose the hypocrisy, and I need money to buy legit cry gear. Because
PayPal, SureShotMidget69.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's your choice, as long as you're not hurting anybody, and Jared does not hurt people. I played Airsoft with him for what? I've been playing for almost 10 years now. You've been playing for 9, 8?
Yeah. I mean, we started at the same time, but I remember the first time we went to a Milsim, I wanted to go, and you're like, you're not ready for it.
You weren't allowed. You weren't allowed. You're too young.
Are you sure?
Because I was 13, and the age was 13 if all
That was back in the good old days where they had age limits for Airsoft.
Yeah.
And now they allow 10-year-olds to play, and you see what happens. Rip me. And so for those new players out there, or even experienced players, just don't complain. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. Just stop complaining. It's a sport. If you don't like playing it, I don't know.
But let us know what you guys think in the comments.
Yeah, let me know.
Write as much as you want.
Yeah.
I'll read it too.
I would recommend people just let it go. And there's lots of times where I've been playing and I've, like I said, yelled at somebody, and I always regret that. And that's just my anger just coming out. And so that's not good. Don't do it. Don't do what I've done in the past. I'm a lot more of a lighthearted player now. I don't get so upset with people. Mainly, one of the reasons is because I've been blessed with the 40. So I've been blessed with it, so I just flip to full auto, and if they're not calling it...
Then you bless them with the 40.
Yeah, well, yeah.
SureShotMidget and Alecmac. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you guys later.